is going on? Good morning. How are you? We've got, what day is it, man? September already. September 6th. Labor Day's already passed. And as far as I know, I'm no fashion maven, but I don't think you're supposed to be able to wear white pants at this point in time. BJJ report coming at you here with, just look, mutual respect, right? And this comes from being in jiu-jitsu, being anywhere really, but you learn this really well in jiu-jitsu or any competitive sport. I think any time you're in competitive sport, you know that everybody's in there working on being their best and doing their best, and you just simply got to respect them for that. There could be the tenacity, the perseverance, the mere grit, strength, and you don't know specifically what somebody's background is if you've never met them before. And the reason I say that, I still remember I think it was my second match in jiu-jitsu, and I had, I think, like 2 or 3 red stripes, and there was a dude that I was going up against. He was a little younger, really nice guy. He had no stripes. It's like, should be cool. And the guy was like, he was he's like almost 10 years younger than me, and like just strong as hell, right? I mean, he was just a beast, and I didn't, honestly, I did not go in there respecting his history, his past, or just his desire to get in and compete. And I think that a lot of times that we forget that even if somebody doesn't have as much experience in you in a specific place, doesn't mean that they can't compete with you or be in the same space as you, because they haven't been there as long as you doesn't mean that they don't have just as much right to be where you are today. And I think we take that for granted a lot of times, and especially like I said, like in jiu-jitsu, sometimes that'll happen. And I know that Finn gets upset with that, or used to get upset with that, and maybe he still does, is if somebody came in and they were brand new, and he says, hey, I've been here for so long, and why is this guy beating me? I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't see his size, and I can't break it down for you, but buddy, you just got to respect anybody that comes in and is willing to, practice with you and work with you. It's not so much do you get beaten in these events. It's, what did you learn about yourself in that situation? What did you learn about, your technique and what you could improve upon going forward? What did you learn about, perhaps that body size and type of competitor? Because everybody's going to come in and be just a little bit different than you are. And, those are the things I talk to him about. Those are things I, say to myself, and I'm still very so new at this, right? Very so new with this. Like, I don't even have English as a first language. Anyways, got plenty of guys that, it's really great to see new guys coming in to jiu-jitsu. I'm coming here today, like I said, morning class at Southern Jersey Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, PJ and crew in there. Thanks for showing up and doing the things that you do. But plenty of white belts, and you got a couple wrestlers in there, you got a couple cops, you got this other dude who's newer to it, but still giving it his all. And gauging, you don't gauge them on their belt, you gauge them kind of in the skirmish, as it were, right? Maybe the one dude, bigger fella, wrestled his entire life. So look, I'm just trying to see what he's got, right? I know that this isn't, in this particular situation, it's not a competition for my life. What does he got? What does he bring in? And how do I need to adjust, kind of to him, right? Especially, first of all, being a white belt, I have no idea what he's got. And most of the times when somebody's a white belt and they come in, they're just giving it their all. They're like, it's do or die, especially in the very beginning. A lot of these guys, anyways, they just want to be strong competitors and fight you to the death. And in most cases, a lot of cases, and especially if you're a smaller fella, you just kind of go with it. You just kind of you let it happen and you go with it. And listen, because when you're going against when you are an upper level and you're going against someone who's just starting, this is really an opportunity for you to see just how much you've learned since then, right? How much have you learned since you first got started? How much have you learned since that beginning of time? And then since you're, in my case, it hasn't been so long since I got started, right? And I can still remember all of the small tips in between, this short period of time. It's been about a year and a half. I'm coming close on 2 years. But I still remember the very beginning. I still remember, hey, loosen up a little bit. Hey, you don't need to be so strong here. You can loosen up there and you'll be able to conserve some strength, but hold position and those types of things. So, whereas I go and I see, what I've learned, I do a couple things that, I want to see if I've learned anything, right? And at the same time, okay, well, here you are in this situation, newer guy. Even the guy that was bigger than me and wrestled, he got me into a really nice choke, and I wanted him to learn how to finish it, right? And I was trying to show him a certain way that I would have finished it, and then PJ stepped in and showed him the rest of the way. It's not about me being dominant. It's about trying to make each other better, right? Trying to make each other better. Like I said, this gentleman had me all caught up in a head and neck choke, and I was like, here's how I think you should finish it. And then PJ showed him some finishing stuff, and it wasn't right. I wasn't trying to survive in that situation. I knew he had me. I just wanted him to finish it, right? And he's a newer white belt, and so those are the things, right? It's not just how can you escape. Hey, mate, you got me in a spot that I can't get out of, and that's awesome. Here's how you can tighten that up, right? Here's how you can improve, and I respect all your years and whatever you had before that, and it really doesn't matter. And that's in what's up, buddy? Gentlemen, I imagine the boys are up and ready to go to school already. Their first day back. Really excited for those guys as I jump off this other tangent. But again, guys, respect where other people are coming from. Respect that they're there and they deserve to be in the same space as you just as much as you deserve to be there. You have no idea what their background is. You have no idea what's going on in their lives. But what you do know is that somehow, you can help make their life better, right? Just by being for them in that moment, being present in jiu-jitsu, being present in person. Somebody's having a conversation with you. Meg knows I'm the worst at this, but I've gotten better just listening, not always trying to fix in a conversation, being supportive in the case of, hey, you showed up here, you're willing to do some of this work, go get it. And those are the things, right? Respect everybody's journey to where you are today, because if somebody's standing in the same room as you today and you feel like you've worked super hard to get there, what makes you think they didn't work super hard to get to the same spot, right? You guys are sharing the same exact space in that moment, and I think that's something that should be considered. And if they're looking to improve and work with you and make your life better some way or shape or form, even if they don't verbally come out and say, hey, I'm here to improve your life, they are. There's a way, there's a lesson for you with that person in that moment. And if you can take a look at life that way and just work on it, then that's cool, right? And on the side note, the boys are back in school. Some really cool things going on with them. Just super excited for those guys. I know Meg was telling me last night that Finn was saying he gets to do meditation after lunch, and just how awesome is that he can come in after lunch and he has the opportunity to do a little drawing or meditation, right? At school, at public school. I love it. So super excited for those guys. Liam's got some really nice contacts and communications going on, it seems, as well. He seemed super happy to be there, and we're just looking at all these things in the best light possible, looking out for the best for them, and happy for them to be in a place that sounds like it's currently progressive, right? The first words kind of out of the mouth of the teacher to Finn was growth mindset, and I'm like, yes. And Meg's like, yes. So really excited for these guys to get in there, learn this stuff that we've been trying to teach at home, learn stuff that they relearn that they were learning in North Carolina at their school. And that growth mindset is just it's so imperative. You're continuously growing no matter what. The teacher was showing them videos of Olympians who just kept trying, who kept getting up and going back at it, who would fail, who would get back up and go at it again. And it's not how many times did you fail, it's how many times did you get back up and try again, how many times did you get back up and keep at it. If there's something that you want in life, all you got to do is keep going. You're going to get it. You're going to achieve that goal as long as you don't stop. I mean, that's kind of the short and simple of it. Michelle, what's going on? Robert, what's going on? I hope everybody's having a great day. Again, guys, mutual respect for anybody who's coming in the same space as you are, because they've worked just as hard to get to where you are today. It doesn't matter whether or not they're older than you, younger than you, maybe they're 20 years younger than you. It doesn't matter. They've got a history. They've worked hard to get there too, and you got to appreciate that. You got to respect it, and share that space. Because honestly, what are the options? What are the options? And respect them, right? Just respect them, just as mutual respect, as you respect yourself. So go into that with the day, and I hope that it's super awesome for you. Have a great, guys.